Today is April 15, 2024, and I'm gonna do this garden update because it's the 15th and I do one at the middle of the month and at the beginning of the month, so twice a month. So this is the lettuce. I've been harvesting lettuce every single day, and every time I leave like an open area right here. Yet when I come back, like 2 hours later, it's full again. So maybe I think the other leaves stretch out or something like that. But what I'm gonna do now is that I'm gonna harvest the lettuce that I'm gonna eat for the whole week. All right, we have the lime cherry. Still flowering. I just fertilized it yesterday, so we'll see what happens. It still has these big limes over here that I haven't harvested. I don't know if I should wait until they get yellow or if I should harvest them like that when I need them. And this rose. And these pepper plants are growing quite fast actually. Ooh, and this is about to flower. I don't know how it's called, but it's about to flower. And then we have the other lime tree that I also fertilized yesterday, so hopefully it grows new leaves. We'll see. And this is how the onion is doing. My second time growing onion. Over here we have the cactus, which is growing. And we have this tree that I don't think is doing that well. Probably won't make it because it's been very, very warm. It's been in the 90s, but the real feel has been in 100. So it's been very warm and no signs of rain yet. Other years around this time, we started getting the first rains, but not this year. I need to trim it again. Not trim it, but tie it up because look at it's already coming all the way over here. I also fertilized that one. Also the pear tree. And this is how the strawberry popcorn is doing. It has not that wide leaves and they're not that tall for some reason. And I feel like the other popcorn, the yellow popcorn, is about to start. I forgot how you called it in English. Well, I guess you can say flowering, even though that's not really how it's called. I know it's called a tassel, but I don't know how you call it when it's doing that. But yeah, like these leaves are ready to be harvested to make corundas, a tamal styled dish from my state, which is extremely good. I think it's even better than tamales. But I heard, well, someone told me that I shouldn't harvest the leaves until you can see the corn ear growing. Because if you take out a leaf that has a corn ear, then the corn ear won't grow or something like that. So I have to wait until it starts tasseling. Is that even a word? And when I start seeing the corn where it's gonna grow. So no corundas yet. Yeah, it's actually kind of tall now. But I also heard that popcorn corn doesn't get that tall. That's why I think it might be ready soon. I also planted it in sowed it in January, so it's April, so it should start flowering soon. Probably 2 weeks more. 2 to 4 weeks more, so a month, maybe May. Then we have the loquat, I think that's how it's called. I also fertilized the apple tree, so hopefully it grows a lot of new leaves. And then here we have the yellow corn, which is doing quite well. It's almost as tall as that one already, even though it grew like a month later. But I think it's because this type of corn grows very tall and that one doesn't. And the leaves are starting to get white as well, so this one's almost ready for the corundas as well. Now actually this one's ready. You have no idea how good it feels to have these leaves and think about those delicious corundas. I'm craving them. But I have to wait a little longer. Then here we have the mango tree, which is starting to grow new leaves, as you can see. Yep. And also I guess the mangoes are growing. Who knows how many mangoes are gonna grow. And then the habanero pepper, I also fertilized it yesterday. Still hasn't produced any peppers, but I'm really liking the vigorous growth that it's having, because it's growing. Hopefully it gets big, like really big, because I love when pepper plants get really big. Who doesn't? I know. And this is the red corn. You might think there's too many corn plants, and there is. The reason why I did that is because birds don't leave this by themselves. They're always damaging my crops, so I left a few extra, and then once it grows big enough that the birds can't damage it, I'm gonna take them out. I've actually been doing that every day. I take one out. So I've been doing every day. I'm gonna take one out until there's no danger anymore. Here we have the peach tree, which I think I should fertilize. Then we have the guava tree. I really like this section of the backyard because it's starting to look how I wanted it. I can't talk. It's starting to look how I wanted it to look. I wanted it to have a lot of trees so that they can block the wall behind. That was my project, I guess. That was my vision. My vision was to have enough trees everywhere so that one day they would all like blend together and block the view of the wall behind. And in this section, it's starting to do that. That's why I really like this section. Here we have the sunflowers and zinnias. And I think they're liking the heat. They really are. Well, they don't and they do at the same time. Because every day I come here and they look droopy. So I water them and then they get back up. Every single day I water them right now. But as you can see, they're growing very fast now that it's very warm. And they're about to flower. This is the envy zinnia, so it's supposed to be green when it flowers. Hopefully I got the right seeds and they didn't get messed up. But even then, I don't care because I really like zinnias, so I don't care what color they come in. They're always beautiful to look at. And this is supposed to be the cactus mix, so it's supposed to be different colors, but instead of having an open petal, it's like a stick, I guess you could say. Oh yeah, we'll see how it goes. And remember how it's been more than a month with these and they haven't opened? It's cool though. Like, oh, actually, I just realized something. One already opened. Oh, but it's falling off. Wow, I didn't even notice when that happened. It's the second one. There, one already flowered over there and I didn't even notice. Well, okay. Good surprise. Then we have the mango. I mean, they're both tropical, I guess that's why they look similar, but avocado tree. And then we have the fig tree, which also gets, this fig tree and the other avocado tree are the only trees that get droopy every single day. So I'm guessing that they require more water. Because this avocado, I think it's established because it doesn't get droopy, but the other one does. Anyway, I moved the. Okay, yeah, whatever. So we're gonna see the peppers now, which are starting to grow as well. Finally, I think it's because of the heat. I put them in order from the biggest one to the smallest one. I know this one's a little bigger, but I know that this pepper plant is not gonna get that tall. And then once they keep growing, I'm gonna remove them because I want to have tallest to shortest. But yeah, all of them are starting to grow, which I really like. Here we have the tomatillos. That's a type of zucchini, and these are the white scallops. Geranium. The only reason why I know that this is a geranium kiss tomato is because it germinated the same day that the other tomatoes did, but hasn't grown that much because it's supposed to be like a dwarf type of tomato, I think. And then after that, I don't know what type of tomato the other ones are because I didn't label them. But I don't really care because I know that once they start producing, I'm gonna know what type of tomato it is. Oh, and here we have the tomato that's from last year. It's starting to grow some tomatoes. I don't think that's gonna grow them that big because it doesn't have enough nutrients. But I'm letting this live until it wants to live. So I don't care if it gets disease or something because it's been more than a year, so I don't really care. Everything that comes out of this plant is extra. Here we have more tomatoes. I'm pretty sure this is a Roma tomato because I compared it to the San Marzano tomato, and the buds look different. The one on the Marzano look darker, and then this one it looks brighter. So I think it's a different variety. Here we have the smallest of the San Marzano, and then the biggest one, which is this one. Which already has a few tomatoes growing. And then since every year since 2017, I've grown zinnias and I let them be. Well, sometimes I go to the US and I'm not here while that happens. They seed. So whenever the rainy season comes back, my whole backyard is filled with zinnias. As you can see, I didn't plant these. These came out by themselves, but I'm gonna leave them because, they're not in the way. If they start flowering here, that's okay because, they're not in the way. So I'm gonna let them be, but as you can see, they're growing even better than the other ones. I think, in my opinion, they're growing very well. And then I have another one over there. Yeah, the zinnias grow everywhere here. As soon as you start watering for a few days, they're gonna start popping out. There's even one over here. There's a few over here too. But I gotta admit that zinnias are my favorite flower. So then we have this peach tree. It's kind of hard to say, especially if English is not your first language. All right, let's go to the front yard, the patio, however you want to call it. Does it even matter? This pepper plant is starting to grow again. This pepper plant is very old. I think it's like 5 years old. No, even more. I think we got it in 2017. So that's 2018, 19, 20, 21. That's 7 years old. This pepper plant is 7 years old, believe it or not. And I just started fertilizing it yesterday. So hopefully we'll get more growth. But it's already amazing how long it's been living for. Oh, and that tree that you see right there, I don't think it's even a tree. I think it's a type of bush or something like that. It started flowering as well. Purple. Which is a weird contrast because it's yellow and purple. But it makes sense as well. Oh, it's kind of hard to see. Let me look for some that are easier to look at. There we go. These are the same type of bush or tree. Ooh, I thought this was a yellow rose, but I think it's a mixture, because it's like pinkish and yellow. Wow. This is a different type of yellow rose. Oh, look, a bird. That's a different type of yellow than this one. This one's more like white. I'm not an expert in roses, but you know, because they're not really mine. This one's different too, I think. Oh, I really like this type of yellow. Oh, and you can see that flower over there. Well, there's a lot of nice flowers right now. I think it's because of the warmth. Oh, but what happened here? I don't know. I need to fertilize it, I think. It's kind of sad. This lime tree has been growing limes for like, since I was like, probably like 4 years old. And I'm 22 right now, so for a long time. So it's a very old lime tree, but they grow very big and very juicy and have no seeds. So we really love this tree, but I think it's getting old. And then we have the apple tree, which is starting to grow quite nicely. Oh, and this lime tree, which might need fertilizing and water. It's growing only one lime, but this type of lime tree is smaller and has seeds, so it's way different. And then that pepper tree, I don't know why I said pepper tree. That pepper plant dried up. Alright, if you see a mess right now, it's because I haven't swept, and yesterday it was extremely windy, so I have to do that right now. Extremely windy. When I say windy, very windy. Oh no. I think I need to tell someone to trim the tree, because it's hitting the electric wires. The pear tree, it's very big right now. This is why I like the pear tree, because around this time of the year it looks very green and it has a lot of shade and it looks very bushy. My sister wanted to cut it down because during the during the winter it creates so much garbage, not garbage, but you know, trash, because all the leaves fall down and you have to be sweeping like 5 times a day. That's why she doesn't. She wanted to cut it down, but I told her that it was my favorite tree, because during this time of year I really like how it gets very bushy, and you can see all the pears that it's growing already. It's full of pears. It's always growing a lot of pears, I don't know why. But look at how beautiful it looks from this perspective, from this view. I might not like the pear fruit that much, but I really love like the pear tree. It's one of my favorite trees ever. Oh, I need to sweep here as well. Look at how beautiful it looks. Wow, I really like this green. But it's growing a lot. And I never fertilize it, so I don't know why it's growing so much. This is the white corn, which is the next round of corn that I'm going to plant. Then after this, it's going to be the yellow corn, so that I can make yellow tortillas. And then after that, it's going to be my last type of corn, which is going to be the blue corn, which is the one that I'm excited the most, because that's my favorite type of corn. It's the healthiest, and you know, all of that, you know. Yep. And here we have the next tomatoes that I'm going to plant. Peppers, and yeah, all of that. Well, that's basically it. Yeah, that's it. See you in May.